Welcome back, everyone. It's Stray Faye here with another episode of Cupid Parasite. In the last episode, we started Ryuki's route. What happened? It's been a few days since I played. So we're just continuing doing like bridal advisor stuff. But Ryuki popped up in the conversation because who is it? Bob. Bob wants a tuxedo made by under the Kesain brand name. So we decided to contact Ryuki in order to see like if that brand had any inclination of making said tuxedo. And we did some hot yoga, very very hot yoga. And then Bob made an ass of himself by insulting Ryuki and his pride as a designer. But we ended up apologizing to him. So now we're in the next chapter, LY Wedding Collection. Maybe there will be a, I don't know, tuxedo or maybe wedding dress in the works by Ryuki or maybe his grandma. Let's see. A few days later, I was back at the Cupid Corp office looking at my phone. Specifically, I was doing my daily #Cupid check. Let's see what people are talking about today. G floated up to my shoulder and took a peek at my phone. Seemed to enjoy helping me browse through my go-to social media source. Instagram Instagram screen. Okay, I thought that was like a weird Instagram name. No, it just says screen. Silly font. I met someone through Cupid Corp and we went to the movies together and had so much fun. #Cupid. Cupid Corp seems better than all those others, but I still haven't found someone. Getting married is such a pain. #Cupid. The hashtag let me see how people were feeling about us, but then a certain post caught my attention. Oh. Kesain just announced a bridal collection. I don't care what it takes. I'll be wearing that at my wedding. #Cupid. 570 likes. Wow. I guess that's a lot. Don't have a frame of reference for Instagram or Grim. Huh? A bridal collection? They did say Grandma was very whimsical. If she felt like she didn't want something, she would just drop it. So there's no like indication whether or not anything would happen or not. I checked the post, which had a link to the official Kesain website. Front and center was the announcement they'd be offering a line of bridal clothes and even had a picture of a row of tuxedos. Oh, okay. Both men and women, I'm guessing. That's a big project. Oh. Not news, Naker. Up next is fashion news. Kesain presented its first bridal collection and it's a big topic on social media. Roel Aconite was appointed as a model and expectations for future collections are building up. Oh, I could have just talked to Roel and be like, oh yeah, I just modeled that. You're kidding me. Even after showing her my tuxedo designs, grandmother said she had no interest in entering the bridal market. Aw, rejected his ideas. Just went with her own. So that's how my bad designs were. Or that's how bad my designs were. I need to become a designer that she can be proud of. Does that mean my sister was right? That I really do need to get married? But okay, I'm guessing like that's the only reason. Like he was like pressured into like joining Cupid Court by his sister, I think. So I don't know how marriage would make him a better designer. As I got off the train and headed for the office, I couldn't stop thinking about Kesain's plans to release bridal clothes. I'm sure Bob has already heard the good news, but I should probably shoot him an email just in case. But as it turned out, I wouldn't need to do anything. Bob was standing right there waiting for me. Bob? God dang it. Ah, there you are! Did you hear? Kesain's gonna release a line of tuxedos! Good for you, Bob. Yeah, I saw it on the news! I'm so happy for you. Looks like you can have that Kesain tuxedo for your wedding after all. Right? I looked it up and it seems like they're gonna release right around the time we wanted to have the ceremony. I started talking to Jesse about what kind of color and style I should get. You have no idea how happy I am right now. I knew there was a god out there somewhere looking after us. Thank you, Cupid. That's kind of neat. I know Bob's kind of rude when it came to Ryuki, but he's not a bad guy. I mean, like Ryuki just like criticized him harshly. Didn't he like call him fat? He's like, yeah. He's like kind of whatevs about it. But it is also kind of cool that like a man is very into his design of his outfit for his wedding. Usually it's like a woman thing, or at least what I've seen. Like, the woman's just controlling the dress and her bridesmaids' dresses and like color coordinating the tuxedos. It's kind of odd to see like a man just like super into like clothes. Like, I want to wear this tuxedo really bad. I didn't actually do anything. I know, it's just all a happy coincidence. Gee? Anyway, we have another meeting with the wedding planner, so I'd better get going. Bob practically skipped his way into Cupid Corp. After saying goodbye, I headed to my desk. Kesain tuxedo. I checked in with the clothing department and they were already working on getting direct access to the brand. Bob will probably just buy his own, but if we can add the Kesain brand to our lineup, I'm sure they'll bring in more members. It's one more option to help grooms figure out exactly what they want from their wedding. It's very empowering. Once again, the power of the gods is completely unnecessary for people to fall in love and find happiness. A joyous wedding can come to fruition just by having humans who are willing to help and support each other. And that's one thing gods can't do from so far away. Which is why I need to keep working hard so that Dad will finally see things my way. Got right back to work trying to make as many new couples as possible, so that I could earn my promotion and prove my point. I do want to bring people together, but... Oh, wait, I haven't seen this lady in a while. Catherine. With the Parasite 5 gone, Catherine was back to working with me, but now she was just staring at me with a smile on her face. So, how about this one? I'm fairly certain this is Minerva, but I don't know. Like, I'm 90% sure this is Minerva, just because, like, she, like, suddenly recognized Lynette. But the hair color is different, so I'm gonna go with the voice I gave her last time. I don't think so. I want someone with bulging muscles and a great big beard. She's incognito, guys. The glasses. Muscles and a beard, huh? Then, how about this guy? I showed her one member after another, but each time she simply hummed to herself. Well, he's mostly my type, but he also reminds me of someone I absolutely loathe. So I'm not too hot on him. Someone she loathes. So even though she likes how he looks, going out with him might remind her of someone she dated before. So this isn't gonna be easy. It doesn't help that I have no way of telling what she's thinking with those giant sunglasses on. But of course it wasn't my place to ask her to take them off. I want someone who's happy to walk around outside with this top off, you know? Someone who wears his muscles like clothes. Muscles like clothes. There's that one actor in Parasite House that mostly fit the bill. What was his name again? Are you talking about Roel Aconite? Yeah, him. His muscles are pretty nice. But I want even more. I want the true epitome of a manly arm. It makes it like a Southern belle. I don't know, it's the kerchief. I wonder if any of our members are actually bodybuilders. Well, we're having a matchmaking party tomorrow. Why don't you sign up for that? It's being sponsored by a local fitness club, so I'm sure there'll be plenty of guys that suit your fancy. That sounds fun. Sure, sign me up. Great, let me just add you to the list. Fantastic! You work so hard for me. You're a real lifesaver, you know that? I'm counting on you, my dear Cupid. Catherine gazed at me happily once again. But her staring through those sunglasses of hers just put me more on edge. There's something on my face? Trying to ignore the strange sensation, I went on inputting Catherine's info into my laptop. I never had a member show so much interest in me before, so it's kind of a strange sensation. Alright, well, back at the office. Oh, nighttime. After a very long day, I was finally able to clock out. It's like the sun's down. It's like some days she gets up at like 5 a.m. to go to the office and have a meeting with Shobi, and then she's like leaves at sundown or after dark. Works for a black company. Hours are horrendous. As I was leaving the office, I noticed Ryuki peeking into the clothing store on the first floor. Oh, Ryuki? He spun towards my voice and immediately looked uncomfortable seeing me there. It's you. Don't spray me, please. I see that bottle on your hand. Were you looking at her selection of dresses? I just happened to be passing by, that's all. I wonder if you came here after seeing the news about the Kesain bridal collection. I don't think they'd get it that fast, would they? They just announced it. Seeing him there like that, it made me wonder if he really did have an interest in getting married after all. If the way he expresses that is through dresses and tuxedos, that's fine. It might be just the catalyst he needs, in fact. Let's show him around. I think handing him a pamphlet is like a little bit too impersonal. Let's personally show him around. Go on, head inside and look around. What? But you can only see so much from out here, right? You never actually been inside, have you? Well... He still looked pretty hesitant. Well, it is a dress store after all. Women and couples were the only people likely to stop by. It'd be pretty odd for a guy to visit by himself. Tasteful research. Ryuki specifically invited me to that yoga event because he didn't want to go alone too. For someone who has no problem telling others what he's thinking at all times, he's actually pretty shy. He's just 19. Got some social anxieties there. I mean, heck, I'm way older than that and I still have social anxiety. Since I'm an advisor here, if I go with you, then you can spend as long as you want inside. Sounds good? Ryuki was silent. After several moments, he finally nodded in agreement. Little hearts. And that was the correct choice that we did. At the wedding store. Huh. Ryuki looked around the boutique with obvious interest. So you don't just sell wedding dresses here? I see other types of dresses and even makeup. That's right. Lots of members are busy with work, so they like to stop by here right before our events to get ready. Next for our wedding selection, we got matching party dresses and an entire corner dedicated to makeup and accessories. Since so many members come here directly from work, we made it as easy as possible for them to come here, get ready, and go. Wow, just like going to work and then like bam, wedding. That would be a little too hard. Take some time off, jeez. I guess maybe like a dress fitting though, and like you still need to like try on the dress many times before like the actual event. Ryuki looked over the dresses and then made his way over to the tuxedo section. Took his time looking over the selection, probably because his experience was entirely in men's clothing. Who made this tuxedo? The way each segment joins together is actually pretty good. And the Georgette is layered. And the pattern's not bad. Of course, you'd have to have a pretty much perfect body to look good in it. What? So royal pants for a tuxedo? Who the heck came up with that? Must be a pretty cheeky designer. Ryuki kept mumbling to himself as he looked around, his eyes glittering with passion. Oh, he's actually happy with something for once. He's really is into clothes, isn't he? I smiled at his infectious enthusiasm. He may get irritated easily, but when it comes to fashion, his devotion is obvious. Still, I'm sure the only reason he came here in the first place is because he saw the news. Didn't come for Lynette. Anyway, I doubt Kesain will actually release a tuxedo. My grandmother told me she has no interest in the bridal market. He says that, but the fact is that Kesain did announce their intent to release a bridal collection. Which is exactly why Ryuki is here now. Ryuki and his grandmother, or grandma, I really can't tell if they get along or not. It's clear that she takes up a lot of space in his mind, so I can't help but be curious about it. It must be hard for her to live a normal life as a world-famous designer, too. As I pondered Ryuki's situation, he stopped taking notes and let out a little sigh. Thank you. I've gotten all I need. I'll be going now. Okay. Feel free to stop by again anytime. Right. On another topic. Ryuki looked straight at me. He then strutted over, stood directly in front of me, and looked down at me. Oh no. Is something wrong? Don't spray me in the face, dude. Is this the kind of thing you normally wear to work? Yes, it is. Why do you ask? Your makeup doesn't match at all. Did you even look at the color balance when you bought it? What? Seriously? Your skin isn't terrible, but that color is just unforgivable. At least you're using eyeshadow, the eyeshadow I got for you, right? Actually, I am. I really like it, so... I didn't want the makeup he bought for me to go to waste, so I've been trying to put it to good use. Then are you just stupid? You need to understand exactly what matches best with the clothes you're planning to wear. You just called me stupid. As depression settled over me, Ryuki quickly turned towards the makeup section. Well, at least he's probably gonna go help her, right? But still. Come with me. This means... It was almost like that date we went on before. It's time for a makeover. As expected, before I could say anything, he quickly scooped up some makeup and pointed to a seat in the counter, or on the corner. Sit down. But wait, what about paying? I don't know if the kid, like, is the cashier even in? Oh, okay. Thank you. As soon as I sat down, Ryuki removed the makeup I was wearing and rubbed down my face with the lotion he just bought. Ah, this feels nice. Couldn't hide my smile as the lotion slowly went to work on my tired skin. I heard an annoyed sigh above me. Stop smiling. Sorry. Just hold still, alright? I'm gonna mess up his work. He gently massaged my skin, then applied some lip balm. Next, he moved on to applying the makeup. His fingers caressed the counters? I'm guessing that's supposed to say contours of my face. He took a bit of makeup in his pinky and applied it carefully. Then used a small spatula to remove the excess bits. I definitely wouldn't be able to do something like this for myself. I decided he must be a professional level makeup artist too. Ryuki, do you do this kind of thing for other people a lot? Almost never. Huh? Really? I do manage the makeup for my Ryuki models, but for the most part I bring in a proper makeup artist to do the actual work. So it's rare for you to do makeup for women like this. To be honest, you're the only woman I've ever done the makeup for. After all, I never work with female models. And despite that, he can do makeup this well without breaking a sweat. Naturally genius. Must come from his obsession with colors and shapes. Even without direct experience, he must see my face as a canvas that he can shape and color according to his vision. Well then, thank you for making it an exception for me. I just did it because I don't want someone I know to look so off. He's just as rude as ever, but him calling me someone he knows makes up for it, I guess. Wow. Good job. You're someone he knows. He's in your line of sight. So you'd say I'm actually an acquaintance then, right? I recalled him saying something about someone needing to be B rank before he'd even consider them a casual acquaintance. Last time he said I was barely a 55, and it was only borderline acceptable for him to even work with me. Which means I'm getting better! Yay! Ryuki looked at me nonchalantly, but I was sure he noticed that my eyes were wide with glee. I told you how to take care of your skin and hair during the Parasite house. Obviously you listened, which is why you look better now. I'll take that as a compliment. Seriously, stop smiling. There's still room for improvement, with a little bit of effort on your part. Right. So if I work just a little harder, you might actually consider me his friend. That's easier said than done, of course, since his standards are so insanely high. So physical appearance really is everything to you, huh? Of course. Well, why would I ever want to have anything unattractive in my sight? That's the exact attitude I was never able to get rid of during Parasite House. I was hoping maybe he'd change a little bit at least, but... Then again, that's the exact same attitude. Oh wait, for some reason I thought Ryuki was making... Then again, that's the exact same attitude that helped him become such an amazing designer. Still, I'm Cupid, so all I really want is for him to find true love. Does he really not have anyone else in his life that he likes enough to do their makeup? He said he doesn't want someone he knows to look off, and that I'm the only girl he's done makeup for. Which would mean he doesn't know anyone else he thinks of as worthy of having him do their makeup. So either he just doesn't know any other women, or none of the women he knows meet his stringent requirements. I wonder if there are any really beautiful women in his life. That one employee at his store was a guy, so my Cupidly curiosity was getting the better of me. I had to know more about the other people in his life. Ryuki? Stay still. I need to do your lips next. Ah! Took hold of my chin to keep my face still, then swept a thin brush across my lips. His serious face and stern eyes made me let out a sigh of envy. Ryuki's skin is so beautiful. It's to be expected from the Glamour Parasite. He holds himself to the same high standard. This color is the best match for you. Make sure you use this lip gloss from now on. It makes you look a lot cuter. Huh? Did he just say cuter? The word made me gasp a bit and hold my breath. I never expected to hear that word from him. Come to think of it, I don't think Ryuki has ever given me any kind of direct compliment about my looks before. All he ever says is what I can do to look better, or how I just need to take better care of myself. Like how I need moisturizing sprays, or I need to improve my hair and skin. Sure, the way he talks and acts can be pretty mean, and as his advisor, I've had to speak up about it more than once. But his sense of beauty really is remarkable. So he's simply unable to accept others who aren't living up to their potential. Of course, the way he expresses himself is so rough, I'm sure it's hard for other people to see his point of view. While I was lost in thought, Ryuki had stepped back from me. He looked over my face carefully, then nodded in satisfaction. There, all done. I say you're a tiny bit better off than before. Thank you, Ryuki! This is how you should look before leaving the house every day. He took all the makeup he'd bought and put everything into a paper bag. Oh, here, let me... Just take it. You don't owe me anything. But all that stuff wasn't cheap. After all, you did come to do yoga with me today. And you done plenty for me before that, too. I thought that was a few days ago. Ryuki bumbled with a hint of embarrassment in his voice as he handed me the bag. What I'm trying to say is, you've helped me more than enough already, so here, and thank you. Ryuki saying thank you? Showing appreciation for my help? I was so happy I couldn't stop myself from taking the bag from him. Well, if you say so. Thank you, Ryuki. Forget it. I just did it because I couldn't stand how you looked. It's like Babaka. Not like I like you or anything. He really is strict when it comes to looks. I'm sure the world is filled with things he hates looking at. I wonder how he keeps from going crazy. Oh, right. I guess that's why he says he refuses to acknowledge anything that doesn't meet his standards. At first I thought it was a horrible thing to say, but obviously he can't go around putting makeup on everyone he sees. I wonder what the world must look like through his eyes. I pondered that a bit as we left the boutique. I hope that one day maybe I could imagine such a thing. But then, as soon as we were outside, Ryuki froze. What is that? I looked at Ryuki and saw him staring at the entrance to Cupid Corp. His face was twisted with disgust. Over there, that hazy image. What is that? Huh? I glanced at where he was pointing, then quickly pushed his hand down. He was pointing at all the Cupid Corp members who were arriving for the matchmaking party. Shh! Those are our clients! What? Those are clients? Even 88E7E there? What is that? I gotta Google it. What is that hex code? 7E. Oh wow, that's it's kind of a grayish, very grayish green. It's not a nice looking one. Color name Tea Leaf Moose. I mean, if you call it Tea Leaf Moose, this doesn't sound as bad, but it's not a very vivid color. I took out my phone to see what color that was. It was listed as Tea Leaf Moose, a kind of grayish pale green color. I think Lynette just like looks it up too. I probably don't even need to Google it anymore. She's just gonna do it for me. Yeah, that's a client too. How in the world can anyone expect to find a partner looking like that? They really need to take better care of themselves. All this marriage counseling stuff really is nonsense after all. To think I even considered it. I'm leaving. Ryuki let out an exasperated sigh before storming off, which just left me standing there alone with a bag of makeup in my hands. I sure hope none of our clients heard his outburst. Stole a glance back at the entrance, but when I saw that nobody was looking in my direction, I let out a sigh of relief. I can't believe he just tore into them like that. Of course, what he said was harsh, but I have to admit, he had a point. Oh no, she's agreeing with him now. Couples at these parties of ours did tend to form up in general order of attractiveness. None of them were as strict as Ryuki, but it's true that it's easier to find a partner if you take care of yourself. Most people in Los York have a good sense of fashion, but a lot of people aren't used to keeping up with the latest trends or just don't care in the first place. That's me. I did not keep up with clothes. I probably need to like get more into moisturizing my face because it gets like really flaky, especially after a shower. Like, it gets way too dry in the dry desert. I do have a bit of experience with that as an advisor, but I've never really had to give advice on that kind of thing specifically. I'm more focused on helping people understand how to change their attitude and perspective, making them broaden their horizons. If I could also give them professional advice on their appearance, I'd be the best Cupid Corp advisor for sure. Or you just offend a lot of people. I don't know. People get kind of offended when you criticize their appearance. They're like, this is just how I look. I looked at my new bag of makeup and Ryuki's face reappeared in my mind. That settles it. I should come up with a new dating plan that specifically incorporates fashion. I may not be an expert, but plenty of other people are. All I have to do is hire one and put on a seminar. I'm sure some of my clients would love to become more familiar with the world of fashion too. This will help lots of people find their perfect partner. I'm sure of it. There goes Eros. that's what we tested into, right? Arrows, just focusing on appearance. Okay, no time like the present to get started. I decided to write up a plan as soon as I got home. I rushed back, delighted with the wonderful idea I just come up with. Yay. Hopefully you won't offend anyone. Alright, next chapter. I guess we can do one more chapter. Is there a worse color than Nacho? And so, a few days later, I went back to Ryuki's store with a gift in hand. So what do you say? Will you join my next marriage seminar as a fashion advisor? Please! Why me? Because I don't know anyone with a better sense of aesthetics than you. I'm sure you can offer the best advice possible. When you told me you couldn't believe how our members presented themselves, it inspired me to come up with this plan. But I can't easily tell the good from the bad, so I can't advise my clients properly when it comes to their appearance. You, however, definitely can. So I'm sure you'd be a huge help to everyone. Of course, I'm sure that'll include his usual collection of scathing comments. So, will you? I handed him my presentation and request form and carefully studied his face for a reaction. The project has already been greenlit, and all that's left is to find the perfect guest speaker, so... Ryuki looked over the documents I handed him. I see. You're holding a seminar at Cupid Corp. So I guess it'll be similar to the ones I was a part of. That's right! You remember the classes we had with Miss Tyner, right? To be honest, I never really agreed with the things she was trying to teach us. Well, at least he attended. He was there in spirit. So frankly, I have serious doubts about this seminar of yours. Do you really think this can change how people see things? Well, I think that really depends on the person. I'm sure there are plenty of people out there who just don't know much about fashion and don't even really know where to start. For people like that, all they need is a catalyst that can get them more interested in fashion and their own appearance. And you're telling me you actually want to deal with people like that? On purpose? Well, if they decide to focus on their fashion, I'm sure they'll start dressing better and gain some self-confidence. And if it also helps Ryuki learn how to get along with others better, well, that wouldn't be so bad. That's not part of the official agenda, of course. It's just a secret plan I came up with in my role as Cupid. So, would you please at least consider it? You could think of it as a collaboration opportunity for our Ryuki. Even though our Ryuki doesn't have any kind of wedding wear. But this is mostly to teach people how to dress to help them meet people or what to wear on dates. Ryuki looked over the papers again, then looked down at the floor. My grandmother did decide to enter the wedding market. And my sister keeps telling me how I need to spend more time around other people. So, fine, I'll do it. Really? It's always good to expand your professional sphere, especially if you want to become the best designer possible. Just keep in mind, I won't sugarcoat the truth. Don't blame me if your clients don't like what I have to say. I'll handle any situations that might pop up in that regard. I may not know fashion, but when it comes to customer complaints, that's one thing I can handle. Oh, good job, Lynette. Best customer service. person ever. And having someone who can offer specific fashion and color advice is the most important thing, so it's worth the risk. So, welcome aboard! Great. Just let me know when you get all the details sorted out. Absolutely! Alright, I managed to convince Ryuki to take the gig. Now all I had to do is finalize the date and start spreading word to all of our members. Let's do this! A few days later, the Married to Fashion seminar was finally about to begin. Thank you all for taking part in this brand new seminar. I'll be your host, one of Cupid Corporation's bridal advisors, Lynette Mir. With me today is our special guest speaker, founder and sole designer of the Ryuki brand, Mr. Ryuki F. Kasain. He's here to share some of his many secrets of fashion with you. Afterwards, we'll be running a sale on a number of Ryuki outfits, as well as several evening outfits from our very own boutique. Attendance isn't mandatory, but we're eager to prepare a perfect matching outfit that brings out the brilliance within you. Ryuki is a men's-only fashion line, so that's mainly for the guys in attendance. But please stop in for this once-in-a-lifetime event. Now then, please welcome Mr. Kasain. Yay. Look, can you even see the class? It's just like a hazy cloud. My name is Ryuki F. Kasain, and I'm the designer behind the Ryuki brand. Ryuki, relax that sour face of yours. He's literally looking down on the clients as if they're scum. Mr. Kasain, maybe we could get a word from you on the basics of fashion. First of all, each person has a certain colors that match them best. So let's go over the basics of finding those colors. Ryuki drew a diagram and projected it onto the screen. First of all, colors have hues. On the top of these hues are saturations and values as well. He's literally just like Photoshop the person. As long as you keep that in mind, it becomes perfectly simple to tell which colors match you and which ones don't. Each person's skin color is different, as well as their hair, eyes, and lips. Everyone has a different color that suits their needs. Now, I'll go around and examine each person to tell you what your unique color palette is. Be sure to remember what I tell you. It would also be great if you all lost a bit of weight, but I suppose that's too much to ask, so I'll just keep things simple. I'll also tell you what styles suit you, and how to choose the right size. That way even people like you can have a bit of fashion. Ryuki's cold, judging eyes and harsh language were clearly striking fear into the hearts of the attendees. This speaker is kind of scary, isn't he? Jeez, I feel like he's gonna rip me apart. Maybe I should just leave. Ah, crap! Wow, what an offer! If you went to a salon for this kind of advice, it'd be as expensive as a full set of new cosmetics. Huh? Really? Absolutely! And if you're looking at it at a true master of beauty, kind sir, I'm simply blown away at your gracious offer. Actually, he gave me a few fashion tips just the other day. True, he was a little harsh, but now I love going outside in the morning. It's not every day that you get an honest opinion from a true fashion expert. I mean, nobody ever says what they really think, do they? I hope you can take this opportunity to learn everything you can about fashion and apply it into your own life. I hope everyone can just bear with us. I'm doing my best to word things so that they actually want to stick around. She's got a point. I wouldn't want to mess things up when it's time to strut my stuff. People have told me I'm kind of bland before. His words might sting, but maybe it's worth it in the long run. Everyone seemed willing to stick with the program. Nobody got up to leave, and I breathed a sigh of relief. Now then, we don't have much time, so let me go into a bit more detail about color selection. Ryuki started going over the basics of choosing colors and tips on picking out clothes that accentuate their silhouettes. He covered different styles of pants and skirts, even touched on straight-leg jeans versus skinny jeans. Comments were pretty harsh, but everyone just kept on listening with their full attention. After a while, the seminar came to an end. And that's all I have for you today. I trust you'll remember everything I said. Thank you! Yay! Ryuki's eyes widened in surprise at the round of applause that greeted him. But he quickly composed himself and turned his gaze away from the crowd. Thank you, Mr. Kesain. Next up, we're gonna conduct a quick fashion check in the room next door. Please feel free to join us if you're interested. And either way, thank you so much for joining us tonight. As the seminar drew to a close, everyone started to stand up from their seats. You want to check it out? Sure, might as well. But they said our Yuki only makes men's clothes, right? I'd love to see what they do for us women. Yeah, I hope they can recommend another brand that has some nice options. Our Yuki clothes. I wonder if we can really pull that off. But it's worth checking out, I guess. As they talked and mingled, people slowly started heading to the next room. Everyone looked happy, like they'd been led into the light. Apparently, they all had newfound interest in finding their style. Thank goodness! The seminar was a complete success. I let out a sigh of relief and turned towards Ryuki. Thank you so much, Ryuki. I think that seminar was a huge help. Think nothing of it. I only told them the obvious truth. And if a few of them pick up a few Ryuki pieces, that's fine too. Ryuki was mumbling awkwardly. Apparently he couldn't bring himself to say out loud that he wanted to promote his brand. You did spend lots of time and effort coming up with your designs. I'd love it if everyone bought something from you. But that was up to sales staff in the next room over. As I moved towards the door to take a peek, I noticed someone walking towards me. Oh. Melanie. Oh, Melanie. I'm so glad you came today. Yes, it was a interesting seminar. Very educational. Thank you so much, Mr. Kesain. Oh no, can you not see her? Mr. Kesain? Oh. 47858C. I must know. I must Google. 47858C. Oh, that's not bad. It's like a blue. It's a shade of blue. Greenish blue. What was that? What is it this time? I quickly checked my phone and found the color was called Malachite. Pretty bland. Malachite's nice. Ryuki gave me a look that made it clear he had no desire to speak to Melanie. But she was still standing in front of us, clutching her notebook tightly, and she took another step forward.
So, Mr. Kisain, could you please teach me more about clothes and fashion?
I believe I said everything that needed saying already.
Maybe, but I'm still exactly not sure where to go from here.
You're not sure? What makes you say that?
Because I feel like my problems are a little deeper than what you covered today.
Ryuki nodded as if he understood exactly what she meant. Pretty rude, to be honest. You do seem to be the definition of bland. Even Nato ranks higher than you. Wow.
She's below fermented soybeans. Nato?
Nato's hex color is C71585 with a saturation of 89%. Very comforting. You, meanwhile, are 47585C, a mere malachite.
So what you're saying is that I'm less interesting than a bowl of natto?
I'm not talking about the color of the beans themselves. What I mean is that your color is lower than natto.
Huh? Would you mind explaining that a little more?
Melanie was obviously totally confused. She kept looking back and forth from me to Ryuki, completely lost. I'm lost too. What? How is this gonna help her be better at fashion?
Well, you see, Ryuki can actually see the colors of people, things, and even words. So,
that clearly didn't help. I struggled to come up with a good explanation, and Melanie was getting more anxious by the second. She looked at Ryuki.
Then, what can I do to become better than Natto?
Huh?
I really want to learn more. Not just about fashion in general, but also what stores I should shop at myself.
Have you seriously gone your whole life without learning something as simple as that?
Rip. Well, yes. So, what should I do first?
I don't believe this. Why do I have to?
Mr. Kesain, remember? This is all part of the job. So please.
I put my hands together, practically praying to him to help. He just sighed heavily, then stared coldly at Melanie. Okay, Melanie the Malachite. I'm only gonna say this once. First, go to a hair salon.
Oh, okay.
Melanie quickly jotted down Ryuki's suggestion. Ryuki continued. But not some cheap $10 6th Avenue dump. Go to a salon somewhere on 9th Avenue. Spend at least $100. Wow.
$100 haircut.
Get it styled properly. You look better with shorter bangs. And your hair is too long in the back, so get that shortened up.
Do I really have to cut my bangs?
Of course. We have to see your eyes. Next, buy the best shampoo and conditioner the salon offers. And start using them every day. Next, buy the entire jar onstage lotion Dahlia set. And buy their face pack too.
Okay.
After that, next comes the makeup. Ugh, this is such a pain. Just go to anywhere in Town Square and pick a color you like.
Don't give up.
You're basically a lost cause. I doubt you'll get past the first step. Just ask someone about their makeup, but nothing cheap.
Okay.
Spend at least $500 on a new outfit. And have the staff there find you matching bags and shoes.
500? I had no idea fashion was so expensive. Yeah, that's why I don't get into it. Like, if I was into fashion, I would have no money for like
games, or food. I guess food is important too. What? Of course it is. Frankly, what I'm suggesting is the bare minimum of proper fashion. If you really want to commit to style, you'd be dropping at least 10 grand. That's the going rate for fashion. Right now, he's just telling you to get one outfit. One really fancy outfit.
10 grand?
But hey, feel free to ignore my advice. You said you wanted to learn, so I told you what I know. The rest is up to you. Don't bankrupt her, dude! If you're not willing to change anything at this point, then at least you know exactly how much you're worth. Fashion is only worth as much as the person. I can't force you, but don't expect me to acknowledge someone at your level.
Acknowledge?
You rate about a 30 in my book. Frankly, I don't even want you in my line of sight, let alone having to actually work with you. So that should tell you exactly where you stand with me at the moment.
Okay.
Man, Melanie! Poor Melanie! Hearing Ryuki's harsh words, tears began to well up in Melanie's eyes. She's taking it like a champ, though. She didn't run away yet. But she managed to keep the tears from falling and bowed towards me and Ryuki.
I think I know what to do now. I'll be sure to do everything you told me. Thank you again. Don't you think you could have worded that a little bit better?
I told you I wouldn't hold back. I'm not fielding complaints at the moment either. With that, Ryuki packed up his things and left the room. He's gone. His words were harsh as ever, and yet... I'm kind of excited to be picking out a new outfit. Young male workshop member 2. I never thought I'd find something that really worked for me, but this one might just do the trick. Glanced into the other room and saw everyone mingling and trying on different clothes. Fashion really does wonders for a person's mood. It can even affect how they talk to the people around them. A good mood leads to confidence, which can lead to positive action. Outward appearance can affect someone on the inside too. Ryuki made them so scared earlier, but he's also responsible for the smiles they're all wearing now. Since Ryuki was so honest with them before about what they should look for, it's a lot easier for them to find something nice now. Fashion is certainly a hard concept to master, but I'm sure it's also a lot of fun to try. I just hope it helps them find their soulmate out there in the real world. And I hope Melanie isn't too down on herself now. As I watched people picking out their clothes, I thought about when the best time to check in on her would be. I know, I still want her to like completely quit. Alright, a few days later. With the seminar and the history books, I was using my day off to do some shopping for myself. My own unique color. Oh, she's out in the town with her fancy hair. As I was looking in a display window, I noticed my own face reflected in the glass. Guess I always just picked out my clothes on a whim. I never thought to wear something that matches my hair or eyes. With this new perspective, I noticed things that I never would have noticed before. Huh? My phone chimed at me and I pulled it out and saw Ryuki's name on the display. I need some help with something. What's something? His message was brief and to the point. So he needs help with something again. Is it more yoga? I replied and let him know that I was free at the moment. He quickly messaged back with a link. I tapped the link and it took me to the website of a cafe. I had to assume that's where he wanted to meet. It's just, you hope? Didn't even say like, come meet me here. Just like, link. I wonder what he wants. Wondering if it had something to do with the seminar, I headed in the direction of the cafe. You just like, hope she was free at that moment. Once I arrived, I saw Ryuki sitting inside sipping a cup of tea.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
I sat down and ordered a cup of coffee. Once it arrived, I turned my attention towards him.
So, what can I do for you?
He wasn't looking me in the face, which was unusual for him. Take a look at these. He's being all shy. He handed me a pile of papers. They were filled with sketches of different skirts and dresses.
Ryuki, you drew all of these?
The clothes those women at the seminar were wearing were so drab and dull. It inspired me to come up with a women's line of clothes. But I've only ever designed for men up until now, so I'm not sure if these are any good or not, so...
Say no more. But are you sure you don't mind me taking a look?
You're basically the only girl I know. Oh, really? Like, you don't know any, like anyone from work, like a makeup artist? I mean, he says all his models are male, so... I guess this is how his romance is gonna go. Like, she's the only girl, so he's probably gonna, like, fall in love with that.
Huh? Really?
I'd always assumed you must have at least a few cute female friends. Well, I knew a few through work, but it's hard to ask him without it sounding like it's a professional favor. Outside of the fashion industry, you're pretty much the only person I can go to.
I see.
I mean, being able to critique his work is, I mean, not a lot of people would ask for that. Like, you must hold Lynette in high esteem.
That's actually kind of flattering to hear.
It's like some kind of mythical beast finally decided to let me feed it. It was hard to imagine Ryuki ever asking anyone for help with his lofty views and perfectionist nature. But here he was, asking me. That alone was enough to make me want to help him as much as I could.
Well, if you really don't mind. Wow. You got so many different designs here.
There really was a huge variety, from the fairly conventional to the truly extraordinary. I looked through the papers and when a certain design caught my attention... Oh, choices! Probably not the good option to use fashion terms, because Lynette is not a professional designer or in the fashion industry at all. She only kind of knows it by extension of her bridal advisor work. It's definitely not big fancy words. Correct option is option 3. Give your honest opinion. That's what he's looking for.
Oh, this one is really cute. I love the little flowers embroidered along the sleeve.
Seriously? He looked at me doubtfully, apparently wondering if I was just trying to be nice.
Yes, seriously. The design is simple and nice. I think any girl would be happy to wear this on a date.
I nodded eagerly and Ryuki responded with a shy grin. I see. I actually like that one too. Oh, no, little hearts. The correct option, yay! I was inspired by traditional kimono design with their broad sashes, and Ryuki started gushing and happily describing his work. Totally unlike his usual judgmental self. I've never seen him smile quite like this. I was reminded again just how much he loved clothing. I just smiled and looked at him as he talked. He must have noticed because he suddenly snapped out of his enthusiastic monologue. Well, anyway, this is just the initial design. I still need to make a pattern out of it. So, what about the others?
Let's see.
This shirt caught my attention too. The buttons are so big, it's really cute. Ah, that one, huh? And how about this one? It feels a little too fancy for me. I can't imagine adding something like that to my everyday wardrobe. Interesting. That's a good point. You probably couldn't handle something like this. Well, I'm just a simple commoner after all. No, you're not. You're like literally a goddess. But actually, I designed all of these with the idea that they could be worn by most people. So your opinion really helps. Wow, he's actually praising me. I suppose I should be happy to hear that, but it probably would have been better if he just said thank you. I've been thinking about this since the seminar, but is it really that hard for people to go out and find the right clothes? Yeah, I think so. I mean, you need to know what to ask for, and some clothes aren't exactly cheap. It's fun to go shopping, of course, but you also have to try everything on, which can be sort of a pain in the butt. Yeah, I know, it's like, it's so tired even trying out outfits, and then like finding nothing that looks good, and you're just like, Huh? Why do you have to try it on? Why? Because not everyone has the natural skills or instincts that you do. Like, something might look great on a mannequin, but then when you try it on, it just doesn't look the same at all. Sometimes I'll buy a skirt or something, but then when I get home, I realize it doesn't match anything else in my wardrobe. There's no denying that I had my fair share of problems when I first arrived in the human realm. At first, Gil picked out my clothes for me, but then Claris vetoed that and started taking me shopping herself. Good job, Claris. Don't let Gil take over. She dragged me all over and I'd try on all different kinds of clothes, which helped me figure out what I wanted to wear. It takes a lot of courage for someone who doesn't know much about fashion to go out and buy new clothes. I guess I never thought about that. Plenty of members don't really care about clothes, but they'll come to me and tell me how they don't have anything to wear. Well, naturally, I have no intention of pursuing the business of people on such pathetic levels. Right. Sorry. Our Yuki is not about cheap fabrics or sloppy designs. But I do want people to wear my creations, so I'll do what I can to make sure they appeal to a good number of people. Ryuki wrote a few notes regarding what we talked about directly onto his designs. Then he gathered them all up and put them back in his backpack. Apparently he heard everything he needed to. Thank you. I think I know where to go from here. Really? Well, I hope I was able to help somehow. Indeed you did. And I hope you'll be willing to help me again if I need it. Sure, you can count on me. I nodded at him again, and he let out a small sigh of relief. He relaxed his shoulders and took another sip of his tea. I realized I was sharing a drink with Ryuki, something I honestly hadn't thought would happen again. But I have to admit, I'm pretty happy he actually trusts me so much. Earning that kind of trust feels really nice, especially coming from someone like Ryuki. Took a sip of coffee as I thought about whether we might be able to become actually friends someday. Or maybe more than friends. Oh, back at his place? Okay, this is Ryuki's perspective. I've been working on my new women's design since the second I got home. Maybe an A-line would work here. Oh, but wait. That wouldn't work with the original concept at all. Oh, it's already midnight. Better get to sleep or my skin will pay the price tomorrow. What? Just a little more. I really want to get this shape figured out before the morning. Even if the rest of the world is asleep, I need to do my best. I need to build up my name and become a proper designer. So desperate. Everyone's got their eye on me. They all see me as my grandmother's grandson. So I need to prove myself as a genius. Suddenly, I heard a voice in my head. Those same words that I heard back in Japan. And again here in Los York. My grandmother's grandson. Female FS classmate. Hey look, isn't that the grandson of Nori Ryuki? You know, the famous Kesain designer? All through fashion school, I knew people were talking about me behind my back. I heard he can perfectly grasp any color just by looking at it, and he refuses to even look at anyone that doesn't meet his standards. Really? Wow, I guess that's what comes from being the grandson of Nori Ryuki. I wonder what it's like being a genius like that. I heard his sister is really something too. I saw one of her fashion shows once, and it was absolutely incredible. Oh yeah? She went here too, didn't she? Alright, she won first place in every single contest here at school. Oh yeah, that's hard when you have like an overachieving sibling that you can never catch up to. But didn't she end up becoming a makeup artist? Sounds like a waste to me. But I guess geniuses just think differently. Ah, I wish I was part of the Kesain family. I could achieve anything without any effort. If only I had their talent. Yeah, that's... People do say that. Like, you work so hard on something, and then they just, like, boil it down to being a genius. Like, wow, you did that without any effort. And, like, in reality, you worked really hard on this. Easily winning first place. A natural genius. Nori Kesain's grandson. Both in Japan and Los York, everyone has always seen me the same way, and I never made an effort to contradict them. I've always wanted to prove that I was a genius, to keep that image. Also his room. I just thought it was like the color palette. I mean, it's like a very Japanese style room. Yeah, it's like a big old color palette over there. I don't know what that scroll is. Just like, looks like a weird line. A weird fireplace in the middle of the room. Okay. Flat screen TV. Looks like a couch for his dog. I'm guessing there's like a bunch of humidifiers everywhere too. Alright, take a good look at his room. But I'm no genius. Not even close. My grandmother and my sister, they're the real geniuses. So if a total fraud like me wants to actually earn such a title, I need to put in the necessary effort. Oh no, does he have like imposter syndrome? He doesn't feel like he can live up to their name. And if that means I have to work without sleeping, so be it. My effort so far hasn't been enough. I'm constantly impatient, and the pain and suffering is very real. I'm still nowhere near my grandmother or my sister. I need to become a proper genius as soon as I can. Because if I can't, how could I ever forgive myself? Oh. Don't like him seeming so desperate. Alright, is it the next chapter? Next chapter. The 10 Articles of Kesain. I'll have to figure out what that is in the next episode. I'm ready for a little break. We've been going for a while. Jeez. I always like try to hope this is like a sub hour, but cannot predict how long the chapters are. Alright, let's save over here. Okie doke. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a fun time with this. Gonna learn more about Ryuki. He's still very rude, but I do feel for him. Like, I do feel bad for him. Like, obviously, like, the shadow cast by his family is smothering him, and a lot of us can relate to that. Alright, anyway, I hope you guys are having a fun time with this, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.